Hi, friends. Welcome to Enlightened World Network. Dr. Ruth Anderson and Michele Landers here for New Month Numerology. We are at October 1 of 2025. Now, Michele comes to us as a board-certified life purpose coach. She's a hypnotherapist and a professional numerologist. She's been here at Enlightened World Network for 4 years now, I think, and we're just pleased to have her here. Michele, thank you for being here.
Thank you so much, Ruth. I love being here every month and sharing what the stars and the numbers have to say to us. And we know that they like to communicate with us. And they have a lot to say this month. So, what I was talking about, or what I want to make this about, is this is bold beginnings, sacred completions. There's so much going on, as there is every month. One of the things, though, that I wanted to share is there's so much going on in the world and a lot of chaos and a lot of upheavals, but a lot of positive changes. Now, something happened in Nepal recently in September, whether this is going to be a positive change, but apparently it was following this youth-led protest in September towards the government of Nepal. It was overthrown and replaced by the interim government. And the demonstrations were sparked by a social media ban and longstanding public frustration with corruption and economic hardship. And I gather it was a lot of younger people who caused or created this coup, but very interesting. Very interesting. So a lot's going on all over, and people are starting to speak out. So as I said, here we go, another interesting month. Well, we made it to October, and right now we're in Libra season. And so Libra is always very interesting. Libra is a sign of balance. It's a sign of justice and harmony. And that sounds wonderful, doesn't it? So we will have pockets of that, as well as pockets of disharmony and injustice. So I know that sounds all so familiar, but we also have this very active Jupiter energy. And what's Jupiter? Jupiter is the planet of expansion, it's abundance, it's inner wisdom. And we also have Pluto going direct again in Aquarius. I think that Pluto is still getting like settled into its station in Aquarius. And we've talked about this for a long time now. Remember, Pluto in Aquarius is what? It's up with the people, and it stands for the people and for the people coming together and for the people being more maybe outspoken, but also in charge and dismantling some of the old guards. So it's going to be around for many, many years. So I have no doubt that little by little, and perhaps maybe in some big events that happen, it is going to bring more peace and more peaceful ways of behaving in the world. I'm also going to talk about something that I recently read about. It's an unprecedented astronomical and spiritual event that is supposed to occur on October 30th. Will it? I don't know, but I'm going to share that information with you. And we'll get to that in a little bit. So it is also what I call a watery month. Emotionally, and as usual, literally. And I think at this point, we've got to come to accept or not that our planet, Mother Earth, continues to react to human caused climate change as well as meteorological changes. And I would even say astrological changes. And they're all just driving these unusual weather patterns that is not going to stop. So we're going to continue to have flooding and fires and eruptions and maybe even plates underneath shifting. And this is going to continue for as long as we've got these different configurations and planets and numbers. And plus, we're going into a new 9-year cycle. So in addition, we also have Mars, Mercury, and Neptune in water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. And that's fired up emotions and also a lot of water activity. And Libra, we're in Libra season right now. And what's Libra? Libra is also known as the iron fist in the velvet glove. And what does that mean? It's kind of a metaphor for someone or something that has power and toughness hidden beneath a very soft, charming, and sometimes even a false exterior. So let's be on the lookout for those characteristics. So the key things for October: transformation, emotional intensity, truth, and investigation. And I'm thinking that in some way, it may be very subtle, but I really think this is a turning point. So let's start off with the number energy. So first of all, October. October is always an interesting month, I find, but numerologically, because or besides of the energy of the month and the energies for 2026, which will be a 1 year universally, that one energy is beginning to subtly influence October, November, and December. So besides the 9 energy that we're in right now for the year, the one energy is kind of seeping in. So we're in this in between times when things are ending but beginning. So right now we're in a 9 universal year, which is about endings, but October is the number 1. 1 and 0 is 1. And if you add that to 9, what do you get? You get 10, you get 1. So it can mean important new information coming to the foreground. 1 is about independence. It's our independence. It's our freedom. That's going to be a big topic this month. One can bring impulsive actions, impulsive behavior, but it also can bring new things in technology, which this is happening kind of rapid fire now, especially because Pluto is in Aquarius, and that is going to really catapult a lot of things to the foreground technologically, medically. But it also can have to do, the energy of this month will have to do with law, or bringing up the idea of new laws or fighting against new laws. There may be something having to do with real estate, but it's definitely, again, about leaders, a spotlight on leaders, or again, unfortunately, something happening to a leader or leaders. It is time this month to be assertive, not necessarily aggressive, but assertive. But unfortunately, it can bring a lot of very aggressive behaviors out. It brings protesting. It is a time to be courageous. It is a time to begin something new. It's especially good for innovative ideas, any ideas that you have, or anything that you're thinking, oh, I just really want to start this new thing. It's a great time to do it, especially with Jupiter. And we know that Jupiter is the expansive, benevolent planet. It can really expand things. It's like in the movie industry, if you want to get the go ahead for a film, it's called green lighting. So the 1 this month is kind of like green lighting things, giving us like, go ahead, like do it. And since we're also in Libra season, and Libra is associated with the number 7, which is a very spiritual number, it brings up a lot of new spiritual groups popping up. more and more people are turning to faith or turning to spiritual beliefs. And on the mundane level, 7 is about the law. It's about justice. It's about balance. So all of those themes are coming up as well. And on another note, we have to consider the number 19 because 10 and 9 is 19, 9, 1 is 10. 19 is a karmic number in numerology. And it's about, and Saturn is also talking about this too, it's about taking responsibility for your actions. And that's on the level of everyday people and the level of the powers that be. It's about Saturn saying, hey, it's time to grow up. It's time to take responsibility for your actions. It's time to overcome selfishness. It's time to overcome the misuse of power. So there's got to be probably some karmic backlashes if that doesn't happen. Now, when I look at the tarot cards, the first card of the tarot is the Magician. Okay, I love the Magician. What does he do? He's telling us it has to do with leaders, but it's also saying you have all the power to change things, to create things, because what is this about? Creating things on a positive level. It's having bravery. It's saying what you think. It's taking charge. Of course, it's also about bold news, which in many respects can be positive, but it's also going to bring, some not so positive news. It's saying, hey, I need clarity on some of these issues. So again, it's us speaking out and demanding more answers. There is a big emphasis on what we say and also needing to have really serious conversations. So another card that will also has to do with this month is where is that card? Okay, not the 21. Okay, the 10, the Wheel of Fortune, which I look at the Wheel of Fortune. I've always liked the Wheel of Fortune, but it's so interesting because the Wheel of Fortune is about reaching a turning point. Like if I was doing a private reading and that came up, I would say, you're kind of at a turning point in life. And exactly what I felt about this month, it corresponds to that Wheel of Fortune. It's reaching a turning point. It means a shift is coming. A change is coming. Things are happening beyond our control, but some of those things can be really helpful and supportive and bring some hopefully good conversations. The Wheel of Fortune is very much, again, like the 19, it's about karma and it's about collecting karma. And again, with Pluto going direct in Aquarius in mid-month, I think this is really significant. Because Pluto, again, in Aquarius is all about the people and dismantling corruption and breaking down all these old world structures. So October is a really emotionally charged month. It's about a real effort, and I think we're going to see that on so many levels to bring some balance to everything that's going on. Now, there are obstacles, of course, but Libra is constantly striving for balance, and there can be breakthroughs. It's a great month on an individual level to make some positive changes in your own life. It's starting a new habit. It's having this fresh energy. It's riding or attaching your star or your wagon to the star of the new energy that's going to be coming up in 2026. So a little bit about the United States. For the United States, we're in a 3-month, in a 2-year. But just like the energies of 2025, this month is going to subtly bring in the energies of 2026 for the US. So we'll begin to feel the energy of next year, which is a 3. So this month we will have, in a sense, experience this double dose of the number 3. And what are the aspects of the number 3? The positive and the challenges. I like 3 because it can be one of the most optimistic, uplifting, positive, and expansive numbers. It's really beautiful in numerology. It corresponds to the planet of expansion and benevolence, Jupiter, which is kind of a big player this month. Astrologically, Jupiter can bring some very positive news in a lot of different areas. The number 3 is about words. So we can expect so much communication, so much talking going on this month. It's about journalism. It's artistic. It's beauty. It's entertaining. It's social. So this is a good month too to make connections. It's a fresh, I'm feeling like this energy can be a fresh new start in a lot of areas, and it's getting out there and it's reaching people and it's talking to people. Those are all the really good aspects of the number 3. It's uplifting. So we'll get a lot of that in pockets. However, we are in the midst of, some really challenging times. That's not new news, which seem to threaten some of our ability to speak. So that's why it is an important month to speak out, to speak your truth. And I believe many, many people are going to be doing just that. But we also have to be very careful of our words. What do we say, how we say it, and to be assertive, not aggressive. What's the other side of number 3? The number 3 can scatter your energies all over this place, not be focused, which this month demands that we be focused. It's being very critical. So we're sure to hear a lot of that. It is being deceitful. It's boastful. It can be spiteful. But it also is the type of energy that reveals a lot of untruths. It can be too much talking and saying nothing. And I believe, without a doubt, there's going to be more protesting. But what do we have for the third 3 card of the tarot? Okay, here it is. We have the Empress, and this kind of emphasizes the creativity and the nurturing energy. And it's kind of like, a lot of times I think in songs. So the song that came to me was from Crosby, Stills, and Nash and Young, the song about Woodstock, right? We have to get ourselves back to the garden, back to the basics, whether that is a strong emphasis on getting in touch with nature, which I think that is very important this month. That's always important, but especially this month. And that reminds me, what did I want to mention about, oh, right. There may be some type of power grid, because 3 is communication. And I know that we're going to be having some challenges with communication. So that could also mean that maybe some type of power grid goes down. There may be some kind of attack on the internet. There's like a strong emphasis on that. So when I'm telling people, this sounds crazy, but I'm going to say it anyway, get yourself some battery powered, I don't know if there's such thing as a transistor radio anymore, but get yourself some battery powered, like a battery powered radio or something like that, and make sure it's always charged. I don't know if that's going to have any impact this month, but I think that's important, maybe next month. All right, so moving on, it's about getting to the truth. It's also, the Empress is about being fruitful. So it's motherhood, it's pregnancy, it's about children. It's a very creative card urging us to tap into our creative energies. It can be abundance, or it can be questions about our abundance. Like, how do I become more abundant? How do I create more abundance in my life? It's about balance between male and female energies. And Libra, again, the energy of Libra. So we have all of this going on. We have numbers, we have cards, we have planets, all kind of coalescing. And it's bringing us to a point where there's going to be some real effort in trying to bring some balance to this chaos. So another card I wanted to show you was the 12, which is also the 3. And that is the Hangman, right? And he just means like kind of taking a beat, so to speak, reassessing things, seeing things differently. It's about, in a sense, being in a state of limbo, but it also a little bit of this ominous characteristic of it. It also is water and drowning, and I'm hoping that absolutely nothing like that happens. But I again think there's going to be something to do with water and on water, underwater. Again, I said it's literally water and our emotions. And the planets are going to be in water signs, including Mars, Mercury, and Neptune. And the water signs of the zodiac are Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. So anybody in with those signs is probably, you may feel it even more. All right, so did I have a couple of other cards? Yeah, but I'm not going to show those right now. I want to get into the transits. October 1st to the 3rd, we have Mercury in Libra, Libra square Jupiter in Cancer. So for the next couple of days, emotionally, it can be a bit overwhelming. So the conflict here is wanting to say yes, wanting to do something, but really we may be overextending ourselves, or that we may have this sense of, I really want to get this done, I really want to take care of this, but just choose wisely. Okay. October 4th, we have Venus conjunct the south nodes in Virgo, and that can bring, and always remember this energy, it's like a couple of days before or 3 days before, or even 3 days after. So Mercury, we have Mercury, I believe we have Mercury in Libra, and we can have clashes in relationships. And the South Node is all about releasing things. So that's a good time to release. October 6th, we have an Aries full moon, also known as a hunter's moon. And we have Mercury in Scorpio square Pluto in Aquarius. Well, first of all, we have the full moon in Aries. What does Aries want? Aries wants action. And the moon is emotional. So it's our subconscious and it's processing things. It's a great day to take action by going deep. It's detective work. It's investigative work. It's, again, uncovering hidden truths about the world and about yourself. It's going deep. It's releasing anything that you might be holding on to. You may find yourself either individually or in the world, this intense communication, power struggles, manipulation, conversations that can be dicey. So again, individually, just be careful of what you say, what you're putting out there in print. Kind of restrain yourself a little bit if you've got this feeling like, if you're coming from a place of being angry, I would say, like, hold your tongue. It's skepticism. It can be also feeling like pressure or being blocked with your communication. And there is, again, this need that for independence. We all want to feel more independent, more in control. October 8th, I don't have too much to say about it, except it seems like a pretty good day. It's Venus sextiles Jupiter. I mean, that's lovely. That's really lovely. We love Venus. We love Jupiter. We love all the planets, but Venus sextiling Jupiter is a really nice energy. On October 11th, we have Venus in Virgo opposite Saturn and Pisces. So what? Venus is love. Virgo is practicality. So you may be thinking of the things you love, the people you love, but what is something practical that you could do with your love interest or your love energy? So Virgo wants to focus on logic. It can say, hey, let's have a reality check here. So you may be in a place where you're feeling all this love and all this energy for someone and you want to do something for them, but you know what? Do something like practical for them, like take them someplace or um, get them something that they really need. It's just a really interesting energy with, the practical side of love, however that looks to you, I guess. So what about Virgo? Virgo again wants to focus on logic. It can say, again, having a reality check. And it can create a conflict between your head and your heart. We got Venus here. We have the practicality of Virgo. So I guess another thing that this might be doing is, lead with your heart, but take your brains with you, I guess. That's the only thing I can think of that makes sense to me right now. But we also have Saturn and Pisces. I mean, what a lineup. Saturn, the teacher, meets emotional, sensitive Pisces. And that can bring about like maybe confusing information or feeling like, hey, I don't think I'm getting all the truth here. Come on, reveal a little bit more, bring me a little bit more. And it's very karmic. Just be aware it can bring up past fears, but with Venus here, with your heart, hopefully you can, put a little bit of a, bring that down and not have so much emphasis on being fearful. But it is needing emotional boundaries. The other side of it with Virgo and all these planets, this mix up, it could solidify things in a way. It could bring some really positive conversations as well. So there's a lot going on October 11th, and that could be a couple of days before, a couple of days after. So then what do we have? The 12th, 13th, and the 14th. We have also a lot going on. Let's see. We have Venus opposite Neptune, trine Uranus, and trine Pluto. And Mercury enters Scorpio. What does this mean? Well, our illusions are being challenged. It's very intense energy, but it's very transformative energy. I hesitate to use the word revolution, but I will say revolution in maybe a minor way or maybe in a major way. Because right now, Pluto is also out of bounds. And when a planet is out of bounds, it does tend to be more intense. So that's why I use the word revolution. Or let me take a positive spin on this. Could it be a revolutionary agreement? Could there be some agreement that we come to, either globally or personally, that is positive? I mean, Venus in Libra, beautiful. So more revelations. And then on October 13th, we have Pluto going direct in Aquarius and Venus in Libra. And again, Venus is at home in Libra and very happy. This is sweet. It's loving. It's beauty. And it's beautiful things. It's diplomacy. It heightens our ability to negotiate. Wouldn't that be a wonderful thing? Good for new partnerships. Emphasis on things being fair, being right. It's wonderful for transformations. It's moving forward. But also remember, we have Pluto in Aquarius direct. And I'm sure I don't have to keep mentioning what that is. So it's society, it's acceleration in technology. Maybe another bump up with issues with AI or things with AI, things with technology. But it's also a let's get going energy. And this is the green light, go ahead energy I'm talking about. So, you know that Pluto's been in Aquarius this year, toggling back and forth, going direct, going retrograde, but it is direct again. And that's really wonderful because it's major transformational energy. And it can be a very, very pivotal time. It is very powerful for getting the truth out, rebuilding relationships. You've heard this from me over and over again. It's for the people. It's like the people have spoken, and hopefully they will. October 16th, we have Jupiter in Cancer, trining Saturn in Aries. Okay, so this is a water trine. It should be a favorable trine. We know that Jupiter is abundance, it's expansive. Cancer is home and family. Saturn in Aries is dynamic and makes things happen. So I'm expecting something favorable around that time, maybe having to do with home, with family, maybe even real estate. But it feels like a pretty good positive energy. Okay, let's go to the 17th to the 18th. Sun in Libra, square Jupiter in Cancer. Well, what could be the clash here? We have Sun in Libra, beautiful, harmonious. Jupiter is expansive. It's in Cancer. Again, it has to do with family and home, family and home values. Jupiter being expansive can overcommit, and the square can kind of create this conflict of wanting harmony, wanting to give all, but a little bit of fear or needing emotional security. Like, yeah, I want to go along with this, but I really want to feel emotionally secure. So give me more information. It also can be about overextending yourselves a bit. It's okay. I want to make things better, but I also want to protect my boundaries. So what am I saying? There's just like this conflict, this clash between wanting harmony, but being a little bit afraid of putting yourself out there too much. October 18th all the way to December 5th. Yes. Astrologers are calling this the 49-day golden period, which I love. And this is when Jupiter is in exaltation in the sign of Cancer. It's considered a really benevolent time and hopeful for removing hurdles, attracting more positive energy and opportunities and truth coming to the surface. So that's this 49-day period that we'll be in. Does that wipe out everything else? No, of course not. But I love having that period of time because I think that's kind of in the back, the backstage or behind the curtain there helping us. So yeah, I just feel there's this turning point, this pivotal time, with the energies that be and the energies that are coming in. Now, October 20th, we have a grand water trine. Mercury conjunct Mars in Scorpio, trine Jupiter in Cancer. This is, again, a couple of days before, a couple of days after. This is really powerful astrological pattern formed by 3 planets in water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. And wow, on one hand, this is, well, you want to prove your point. You want to get your point across. So, but be careful. You don't want to be defensive, and you don't want to be offensive. It can be harsh words. It can bring intense headlines. It can bring verbal conflict. It can bring also great ideas and great actions. This is really, really powerful energy. It could also have to do with the military, and it could bring confrontations, but it also can bring strategies. It can bring bold moves. It can be things having to do with law. So it's very, very powerful. So no doubt things are going to be happening on the world stage during that time. October 21st, we have a new moon in Libra. Always, always, new moons are always good for intentions. Huge focus on partnerships, contracts, new beginnings, really a good energy there. And October 22nd, we have Scorpio season begins. And we know what Scorpio is. Scorpio is passionate and intense. We have Neptune retrograde in Pisces. Saturn continues its retrograde in Pisces. And we have as I said, the sun in Scorpio. And that is, wow, a lot of water activity. Very, very emotional. Sun, Mars, and Mercury all in Scorpio. Some astrologers call this a stellium. Others say no, because Mercury is not considered to be part of the stellium. But for whatever the case, it's a deeply spiritual and transformative energy. It's a time when we may, on the world stage and personally, revisit issues from the past. Maybe events that occurred in March of this year, but we have Neptune at play here. And although that can heighten intuition, it also can bring about a feeling like confusion. You know, Neptune is very illusionary. It's very sometimes confusing. You know, things are not quite clear. It can bring some fogginess. This is really a good time to make sure that you're paying attention to your own intuition. Don't be swayed or misled by others or fanciful things that you hear. Don't be swayed. Have your intuitive antenna up and working. But it's really a good chance to revisit and adjust, you know, some past situations that may rear their pleasant or ugly head during this time. Also be very careful to not get obsessed with something. All right, so around the 23rd to 24th, we have a grand water trine with Jupiter, trine Saturn, and also Jupiter, trine Mars, and Mercury. Oh my God, there's so much going on. But it's a very, very, it's really optimistic. It's a sensitive time. Again, which this is another theme all month. It's like finding out the things that are beneath the surface, beneath the surface, beneath the surface. So Neptune's going to join Saturn in Pisces. And I kind of think that maybe this is a feeling of hope or a feeling, you know, good about the future. So October 27th is also a very nice day where Mars trines Jupiter. And then, okay, I want to jump ahead to October 30th. We have the Moon, Uranus, and Pluto are going to form this grand Earth trine. This is really potentially a really beautiful trine, bringing ease, bringing some stability, bringing some harmony. So I'm looking forward to that. And so now I'm going to talk about something that apparently is a major cosmic event happening when the sun is at its most active. Now, I just read this, so I'm just repeating what I read. It's the sun is supposedly the most active that it's been in 20 years. And it's supposedly going to create these powerful solar flares, magnetic pole reversals, and then this interstellar object, I think that everybody's been talking about, the is L3I or I. I'm sorry for not getting this correct, but it's 3L or 3I Atlas, and that's out here in the ethers, and it's going to reach its closest point to the sun on this exact day. And in addition, the Earth's own magnetic field is going to be at its absolute weakest point in its cycle. Okay, so this is when it really gets crazy. And this is going to be great if this happens. So when these three events align, the Earth's 7.83 hertz frequency, and that's, I guess, the Schumann resonance. That's what the Earth is operating under. It's predicted, get ready for this, it's predicted that it's going to be amplified 10 times or even more. Okay. Now, I'm just the messenger here. And I hope it happens. We're talking about a potential surge up to 78 hertz, all right, hitting what? Our brains. So, according to neuroscience, our brains operate on a principle called entrainment. And I think we've all heard that word. It's a natural sync up to dominant frequencies in our environment. So if the Earth's frequency explodes to 78 hertz, our brains, they're not going to explode, but operating at a normal, maybe 20 hertz, will have no choice but to sync up. So the precise moment of peak intensity is 11:44 a.m. That blew me away, right? That's the peak, 11:44 a.m. Universal Time on October 30th. Circle that, red line that. While the objects align at this exact second, the effects are expected to build for hours before and after, creating a 12-hour window of peak electromagnetic disruption from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Okay. So it's supposedly going to bring us to a place where we are going to level up our spirituality, our ability to sense, our ability to see beyond the veil. I guess that's the best way to put it. And I think this is if this is what it is, I am so looking forward to it, because I know we all need a bump up, and astrologers and psychics and numerologists and anybody who is in this field has been talking about for a long time how we are beginning to level up, and we're going into 5D. So I think that's an incredible way to wrap up that month. And I am just having a really positive feeling of, okay, I'm all in, and I'm going to be there at 11:44 a.m. lighting candles and incense and meditating. And I hope if anybody has the opportunity to do that, they will too. So that kind of wraps it up. I think it's going to be, again, a pivotal month, and I'm kind of looking forward to it. So thank you all.
Thank you, Michelle. When you said 11:44 a.m. Universal Time, what does that mean?
Yeah, I don't know. So that's my answer, because again, I just recently read about this. This was not something that I came up with. And so it was just, I'm just repeating it. I would say, look up what universal time is. And in fact, I mean, I could do it right at this moment if
Yeah.
you want me to.
Yeah,
Let me look.
please.
All right. What is universal time? What is universal time in simple terms? Okay. All it says is it's a timekeeping system that defines local time throughout the world by relating it to the time at the prime meridian.
Oh,
Okay, how do you convert it to local time?
is
Okay,
Meridian Greenwich?
I would think so. But okay, to convert universal time, UT or UTC, to Eastern Standard Time, subtract 5 hours from the UT.
Okay. So
So,
5 hours, so 6:44 a.m. Eastern.
and so I guess you would go 3 hours before that for Pacific time, correct?
Yep.
Okay.
Two for Mountain.
Okay. And two, right, I'm sorry, and two for Mountain Time. Sorry, I always forget that. I go from here to California. I'm California, so. All right, let me go back here.
Okay, October 30, 6:44 a.m. Eastern.
Sounds exciting, doesn't it?
It does, a 12-hour window of peak electromagnetic disruption. Wow.
So, disruption in a good way. I wish they would have used a different word besides disruption. Disruption can mean power grids going out, things breaking down, anything having to do with your electronics. But it also can level us up, and some very beautiful things can happen for us and our ability to perceive our world. So, in that way, that's the way I'm going. So, it's okay if I don't have a computer that day. I'll be meditating and levitating, right?
It sounds like a movie waiting to be written, doesn't it?
I know. I know. We'll
And then,
see.
yeah, then I wonder what happens after the 12 hours. And my guess is that it isn't 12 hours on the minute, right? Because it always seems to be a little in flux.
Mm.
But that would be fascinating if folks will be different. Some
Yeah.
the results after those 12 hours.
Yes. Yes. It's very exciting. And we'll report back next month and see. Actually, right. That'll be the 30th, and we have the 31st. It'll be 2 days later. I'll be back on and we'll see. I don't know. Maybe I will be recording this from somewhere out in the ethers that day. I don't know. Maybe.
I don't know. But I truly loved when you said, and to me, this is going to sum up October and maybe all of 2025. Lead with your heart, but take your brains with you.
With you. Yeah. That should have been the title this month, right? Really.
That
Because
is,
there's a lot coming up, but there's a lot of power to the people this month. There really is. So things are shifting, things are changing. 2026 is a one universal year, globally brand new things. We're witnessing. If anybody has a doubt about astrology or numerology, certainly my predictions and other predictions, not everybody is 100% spot on for sure, but it certainly has shown the trend. And the 9 year of endings that this year is globally, it's so apparent. I think the energy has been so strong of things shifting dramatically this year that to me it just substantiates the power and confirms the power in astrology, numerology, and all of these applications or modalities. So November, very spiritual month coming up.
Cool. I'm looking forward to that. Michele, could you take a moment and share with us about your January 24 workshop?
Yes, thank you, because I almost forgot about that. Yeah, Terry Angel and I recently did a 45-minute free workshop about your perceptions and how they drive us and how they obviously determine how you act in the world and what you bring to you by way of your perceptions and how you see the world. I just want to remind people, please go to, or you can, you know what, better yet, you can text me. No, you can email me, Michele Landers at bellsouth.net, and I will be happy to send you a recording, the video of that free workshop, unless we can still go to EWN and get it. Is that true?
Mhm.
All right. Or you can go to EWN and get it. But beyond that, we are also doing, based on the workshop that we did, the 45 minutes of changing your perceptions and how you see the world, what we're doing with that energy, and we're going to go much deeper into your beliefs and how to create an environment where you can bring more of the good and less of the not so good, and do a visualization workshop as well with meditation. It's going to be like 3.5 hours. And there is a link to sign up for that if you watch the 45-minute video, I believe, at the end. Correct? Is that correct, Ruth?
I don't know that, but we can
I
make sure
think
it is.
I think there is. There's a place you can sign up if that's your choice. I will be talking about it more throughout the coming months, but number one next year as a number one is so powerful. So I would suggest, it's really, I'm looking forward to it because I know it's a great way to kick off the new year with some powerful exercises that we're going to have and visualizations. So please, if you're interested, go watch that video on EWN and sign up for the class. So thank you for mentioning that, Ruth.
Absolutely. Michele, what else would you like folks to know about you?
I am a board certified life coach, a certified hypnotherapist, a professional numerologist, and I've written a few books. And I offer a free 15-minute consultation if you'd like to just chat with me about perhaps an issue that you're going through, or you want more information about the numbers, anything to do with the spiritual or emotional, your emotional life. I'm here and happy to chat with you. And you can do that by going to my website, michellanders.com, and there's a calendar there, or you could just sign up for a free 15-minute consult. So
beautiful. Thank you, Michele. You give gifts all the time, and we so
okay.
appreciate that you do that. So, friends, thank you for being here, and we look forward to walking through October with you. So, thank you, Michele.